miss the biggest basketball event to hit the Philippines. Catch the games live starting August 25 all the way to September 10, 2023.
There's more Gilas talk because when we return, we'll hear from former head coach Yeng Guiao. Stay tuned, you're watching The Game. Welcome back to The Game. It's time for Gilas Pilipinas to start preparing as the cards have already been drawn for the upcoming 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup. With us to give his thoughts that went down on what went down in the FIBA draw is Gilas Pilipinas former head coach Yeng Guiao. Hi Coach, good evening and welcome to The Game.
Hi Boom and Z, how are you? Nice to be with you to discuss the Gilas adventure.
Yes. Siguro I'll start off, Coach, when you were watching or, nakikinig, nakikibalita, ano yung isang balita na sobrang excited kang marinig?
Actually, I'm just really excited on how we would fare, what the draw of the luck would be, dun sa grupo natin. Because it's really going to be the groupings that will determine our chances for success. And I think that our group is pretty good. It's not a group of death. It might not even be the group of near death. So I think we have a pretty good chance. And I saw an article, si Coach Chot was also concerned about the groupings of the other teams, other Asian teams, because probably as important as making it to the next round of the World Cup is also getting to the Paris Olympics. And the best Asian team in this World Cup gets a ticket to the Olympics. So importante rin sa atin yon. So dalawang bagay binabantayan natin dito. And all of those two things are going to rely on what the groupings will be. And I think we have a pretty good chance with our groupings. Of course, Italy is strong. Si Angola, a really strong African country, but I think we have a chance against them. And then Dominican Republic, tingin ko yung Dominican Republic may panalo din tayo ron.
So, just to provide context, Coach, dun sa ating mga manonood, yung sinasabi mong Asian countries, of course, if I'm not mistaken, China and Iran, yan ang inaabangan na kumbaga, yung pinag-uusapan natin na Olympics in Paris in 2024. So those are the other countries that Coach Chot was referring to na might influence or might overtake us in terms of getting that slot in the Olympics. All right, let's get back to your points about the teams. Was there any, let's say, draw that you were wishing for? Nakuha na natin, of course, yung Italy, Dominican Republic and Angola. Meron ka bang, you were hoping na nakasama sana natin para mas madali, Coach, in your opinion?
Yung yung Ivory Coast saka yung South Sudan maganda sana yun yung napunta doon sa ibang grupo.
Sa China napunta.
Pero nonetheless, we're still good. I think we're still in the running, no? But from here on, no, from experience, from here on, once you know your groupings, now it's going to become really staff work, no? How you prepare and how you scout, because you know which teams you're playing. Kailangan malaman mo na kaagad yung styles nila, malaman mo na yung lineups nila. Maybe you can go back to their windows, no? The windows that they played in order to qualify. Lahat ng mga laro na yon papanoorin mo, no? Kasi 3 teams na lang yan Even the styles of the coaches. No, you have to know who the national coaches will be, and then pag-aralan mo yung styles ng coaches, because that's really how you prepare for something like this.
All right, Coach, siguro I wanted to ask, as a basketball fan, we saw the other group, a lot of other teams are coming, USA, Greece. Siguro, ano yung, what should the fans look out for in the upcoming World Cup?
Well, it's just sa akin kasi when it comes to this, no, I try to remove myself from the pressure and just enjoy the games, enjoy the superstars, enjoy the incredible talent, no, that is going to come here and showcase their games for us. As an ordinary Filipino fan, of course, you pray and you wish that your national team does well. But aside from that, it's really just basketball heaven. No, yung papanoorin mo lahat ng magagaling na coaches pa lalo, especially for me. There are new styles, new systems that come up, and this is really the best showcase or the best place that you can learn, no? So sa akin as a coach, it's a learning process and it's a learning experience just watching the games. And then just enjoying them and watching the abilities of these athletes, aside from praying for the national team to win our own games.
I love that angle, Coach. Siyempre, para ka ring basketball geek, ano? Looking at the
Yes,
coaches,
yes.
diba? And looking at the new approach.
Actually, nung nasa China kami, no, I was coaching the Gilas team. I was kind of getting drawn to that. No? I knew I had a big responsibility, but at the same time, I was still a basketball fan, watching the games and enjoying them.
Because the game evolves and the coaching, of course, style evolves also. Okay, speaking of coaching, let's get into the nitty-gritty lang, if you may, Coach Yang. The 3 teams that we're in the group with, tinalo na tayo in the past. So obviously, yung pinakamalakas dyan is Italy. A lot of people not giving us a chance there. But what do you think about Angola na we lost to but with only 3 points the last time? And you said you think Dominican Republic, we have a chance there. And if we can get 2 wins in that group, that would be great. Ano sa tingin mo, Coach, yung ang pwede nating magamit or kung saan tayo llamado pagdating dun sa Angola at Dominican Republic?
Ito nga, no, dito mag-uumpisa yung yung staff work, yung scouting work. We have to know who are playing for Angola. Are they the national team that is exactly the national team that was playing in the previous windows? Because a lot of teams do this, no, they change their lineups. No, if they feel that they can hide some of their players. Uso kasi sa international tournaments yung tinatago yung mga ibang players nila, no? So that's really scouting work, that's staff work for the team. And then yung kasi no, yung Dominican Republic, alam ko sa Dominican Republic, it's also a strong team, but according so hindi ko alam kung tama yung mga balita ko, baka hindi buo yung national team nila. No, so that may be something that we can take advantage of. No, it might not be as strong as the national team that they previously had. But of course, pwedeng pwedeng they're just trying to lull us into complacency, or we don't know what their strategies are. But I think from here on, we should be able to research all the materials. Kasi kami, nung nalaman namin yung from experience, nung nalaman na namin yung groupings namin, the coaching staff has to go everywhere, anywhere where they can get materials, so that the Coach Chot and Coach sino pa ba? Sina Coach Tim, sina Coach Tab, baka nakakatulong sila. Then you will have to formulate a style and a game plan in order to increase your chances of winning.
You mentioned, Coach, that there might not be any lineups being released anytime soon, but is there one player that you are looking forward to seeing in the FIBA World Cup?
Local or
Local or
international?
international,
Oh, tama.
yes, exactly.
Local or international, Coach?
Of course, I'm looking forward to the USA team. Mabuti nga dito sa atin
Sa atin,
maglalaro
right.
yung USA team, no? Although wala pa naman silang final lineup, but I'm sure it's going to be a powerhouse team. And ewan ko siguro, I don't know if Giannis, I think Greece is also playing here.
Yes.
So yung Greece,
Same group.
maganda abangan natin dito si Giannis din. So yun yung mga inaabangan ko rito.
Alright, Coach, sama-sama tayo mag-abang at maraming salamat sa iyong oras. Thank you. It's good to see you and good to talk to you again.
Thank you also.
In the meantime, after the break, we'll find out what to expect from the upcoming Final Four battles in the UAAP Season 85 Women's Volleyball. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back. You're still watching The Game. It's the end of the eliminations in the UAP Season 85, and the stage is set for the Final Four. Let's talk about the remaining contenders in the women's volleyball tournament as we bring in our friend, volleyball analyst Ayel Estranero. Welcome back, Ayel.
Thank you for having me again.
Before we start with you, I want to just quickly shout out to a team that did not make the Final Four. Congratulations, Zia Hervasio and the rest of the
Thank you.
FEU Lady Tamaraos and Coach T and the whole management. What a great year for you. So I just wanted to start
Thank
with
you.
that first. Now we get to the Final Four. Anything intriguing to you in terms of the ranking, Ayel, and the matchups and all of these?
Well, I would say that the positioning was the hardest thing to predict towards the end of the elimination round. But it was not surprising that we have these 4 teams in the Final Four because they started their season in a really good note. And I would say there were highlight games that really sealed the deal. UST, they gave NU their first loss of the season. Even gave LaSalle their only loss of the season. LaSalle, the biggest thing for them really was they swept NU this season after losing in all their games in season 84. Adamson swept UST this season,
Correct.
but NU also swept Adamson this season.
Right, I know. Just, so much contrapelos here. Z.
Sobra, yun nga yung sinasabi nila. Especially the matchups for the semifinal round. You got LaSalle, UST, NU, Adamson. It's very interesting because these teams, especially the 3 and 4, they've beaten the 1 and 2 previously. So, especially in a twice to beat advantage, what are your thoughts? How will the game be different in the semifinal round?
Well, the thing is, everyone is speaking at the right time, so it's really hard to say who will get that win in the first day of the Final 4 matches. But for LaSalle, definitely they have a strength in blocking. You have Thea Gagate and Fifi Sharma, who I think really needs to be aggressive in the net defense if they want to slow down Aya Laura and the rest of the UST Golden Tigresses. And for sure, Shivana Lapot and Angel Canino, the rookies of LaSalle, will be guarded well. So activating, again, Gagate and Sharma will be very important for LaSalle.
We just flashed the team standings earlier, and we seem to forget that UST has 4 losses. It's actually surprising when you think about it, because they have been on a roll also, and they are going to be the matchup, Z, obviously, for LaSalle. The one team, as you mentioned, that gave them that loss. Does that play in their heads? This is a blockbuster matchup, by the way, that the fans are going to love. But will that one loss stay in the heads of DLSU?
Oh, I believe it would. It can have a positive impact in the sense that it would really motivate them to get back to UST, but also pressure is there because UST really knows how to play against LaSalle.
We talked about LaSalle already. How about the defending champions? NU has that twice to beat advantage. What are your thoughts? What are their keys to winning?
No, NU, they really started slow this season in terms of, expectation and pressure. It was really there, but they are peaking at the right time to defend the title. And for me, the impact players really will be Ces Robles and Erin Pangilinan.
Yes.
For me, Ces Robles has the most experience in the collegiate level, and she can be that veteran that NU will need. But Erin Pangilinan also, she's been stepping up, and she can be the vocal leader in the most crucial moments of the game.
Does it concern you, Ayel, that the last match of NU going into the Final Four was a 5-setter against a team that had no more chance in the Final Four? Does that mean anything? As the question goes, is it something or is it nothing?
Oh, for me, it was something for the teams that really tried to fight towards the end. But for the Final Four, I feel like for these teams, it's back to zero coming in the Final Four matches.
Okay.
Again, back to zero, a new round, semifinal round, bigger things are at stake. Let's go back to the LaSalle UST matchup. You mentioned you wanted to talk about Det Pepito and her crucial role for UST.
Oh, it's very crucial because for me, Det Pepito plays a crucial role because they're playing against LaSalle, who is number 1 in blocking, number 2 in spiking. So it's very important that she stay calm and composed and very stable in the defense for UST.
Probably going to win best receiver, best digger.
Number 1 in digging,
correct.
number 1 in receiving.
Aya Laure is like the ultimate game changer. Babantayan ng LaSalle yan for sure. She's hell-bent on giving UST the title. This is one of those cases, Ayel, that LaSalle might need that twice to beat advantage, don't they? Because of the crowd factor also.
And not just the crowd factor. I'm pretty
I love
sure,
the reaction.
I'm pretty sure UST will be coming into that game with that confidence because the only loss, again, we keep talking about it, the only loss of LaSalle was in UST. So they have the confidence and they really know, again, how to play against LaSalle.
But again, the lineup has shifted also for LaSalle, and it's going to be interesting how Coach Ramil will be, mixing it up for the semifinal round. How about NU and Adamson? For Adamson naman, you wanted to talk about their leader, their captain in Louis Romero.
Oh, Louis Romero, again, NU will have this advantage in terms of height and length. So the creativity of Louis Romero will be much needed in creating those gaps and spaces and the blocking. Because if you have the well-established blocking in NU, Adamson will really have that sort of difficult time in penetrating the defense of NU. So Louis Romero will really have to work hard and think hard to stay unpredictable in their game against NU.
What is your opinion on, some people are saying, buti na lang iniwasan ng Adamson. Not iniwasan in the sense na sinadya, no? But they ended up at number 3 and they avoided LaSalle. They always have a problem with tall teams. In your opinion, does this matchup against NU, is it better for them as opposed to LaSalle? Just with your eyes.
I think it's better in a sense that they also was able to give NU their first 5-set match in the
Push.
first round. They really pushed and challenged NU. But their game against LaSalle
also,
really
yeah.
had the advantage. They were dominant. So Adamson here, in terms of positioning as well, they have at least advantage because if they lose in that match, they can be automatic third if UST also loses against LaSalle.
Very interesting. And
Woo,
again,
Wednesday.
nabanggit nga ni Boom, blockbuster matchups. Thank you, Aya, for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Zihir Basho.
And catch us weeknights here on One News, One Sports, and One Sports Plus. I'm Boom Gonzalez, and this has been The Game.